Hi, this is Erica DELSIGNORE, and I'm the founder of Daily Lead Campaign. And you are watching Great Minds, Great Marketing. At Daily Lead Campaign, we help clients get leads through LinkedIn and through YouTube and video marketing, and we do it every day. So if anyone needs help with that, please let me know. And today, I am so happy to have a really great guest on today, Mr. Ken Krell, also known as the Kenergizer. He is going to help us learn how to keep clients and prospects on our websites longer through a business that he has where he wraps your website. And so his company is called iBoostify.com, and we're going to learn lots of great things. And another cool thing about Ken is that he actually lives in Bangkok. So he's got really cool stories, and I can't wait to dive in. Thank you so much for being on the show today, Ken.
Well, Sawadika, which is what we say to say hello in Bangkok. It's great to be here with you again.
I'm not even going to try to return that.
Don't. It's fine. That was impulsive, you know. We talked before we started. It's like, you know, what did we prepare? I prepared zero. I wanted to be completely spontaneous with you. But yeah, I'm in Thailand. I'm American. I've been here for almost 6 years, and you know, people think that my living in Thailand, almost 6.
Oh.
Yeah, almost 6 years. Yeah, so I take it for granted, you know, but people still think I live in a tent. So not even.
Oh, that's great. Well, what happened? Why did you end up moving to Thailand?
You know, after the big crash of 6, 7, whatever years ago, it was time for a change. I had effectively lost everything, and I do that in quotes because losing all of your assets, you know, and along with that was a lot of aggravation and madness that went along with that. Because I had everything I had economically, my retirement money, everything I owned was gone in the property losses that we'd had. And I had people that were blaming me for their losses, and it was a disaster. So a friend of mine said, hey, listen, you know, you already have an online business. Why don't you just take some time off, go to Thailand for a month, you know, get away from the consciousness that's driving you mad right now, and you know, take some time. So I came out here, spent about 5 weeks, was totally broke. I mean, I had like $20 in my pocket, you know, on like one of the worst days. I was in Cambodia, let's go see and reap. But I couldn't have been happier. It was amazing. And meanwhile, I got literally $20 in my pocket. The next day, money came in, but that day was a challenging day. I'm looking at temples that were built nearly 1,000 years ago. It took them 30 to 40 years to build. It was just the most amazing experience called the Angkor Wat temples, if anyone looks online. And I couldn't have been happier. So I decided, why would I go back to the craziness that is North America, that is the United States, where the priorities, I think, are completely misguided, where people are more concerned with what the Kardashians do than their own lives. I'm thrilled to be away from all that craziness. So the people here are delightful. The food is amazing. I mean, I tell people that Thai food is so good they named the country after it. It's neat. So, and it also begs that same question. I mean, we were just on the marketers cruise together, and you know how many times I was asked, why are you in Thailand? You know, and it's just so funny, you know. And as a marketing tool, I got to tell you, Erica, it's a huge advantage. I've always played the niches. Years and years ago, I created a mortgage company in the U.S. Virgin Islands. So I was living in St. Croix, selling loans to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and I was the big fish in a small pond. So when you talk about niching,
wow,
you know, I'm kind of like the king of geographic. Yeah.
That's a great reason to go in and go into Thailand, and you know, I know you have lots of friends there. Some of them were even on the cruise. Also marketers that have decided to just get out of America.
It's the funniest thing. When people are like, well, do you know Mitch Carson? Well, yeah, we work out together. You know, today we were literally at the gym working together because we bring our computer to the gym. and then a couple other folks that I was introduced to on the cruise. They're like, where do you live? Oh, we live literally next door to your gym, which is 5 minutes from where I live. It's amazing. All the people that were from Thailand will literally live within 5 minutes of each other. It's just the funniest thing. But we're also halfway. We're halfway across.
Yeah,
that was we had dinner. We had dinner like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, so where do you guys live? Oh, the building next door. It was crazy. It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I mean, so using your lifestyle and using your where you live as a marketing tool is something probably people don't think about very often, but it really is kind of it's neat. It's an advantage in a lot of ways, but the other consideration is that you don't ever want to do a webinar at 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time, because that becomes 2 a.m. here in Thailand, which ain't pretty. So you have to manage your logistics, but I think that by itself is a small price to pay for the lifestyle of living anywhere. I mean, I spent the summer in Israel, Spain, and Portugal, and when I do a webinar at 9 o'clock USA Eastern time, my mom was traveling with me. She's like, "Why are you up? Why don't you record that thing?" So so having our lifestyle somewhat, or having business get in the way of our lifestyle, is kind of an interesting lesson for entrepreneurs. Like, we have to figure out ways to make sure that business does not get in the way of the way we want to live, because I think that's just uber important, especially if you're teaching people to maintain the lifestyle. I think you have to actually walk the talk.
Exactly. So why don't you tell us? I mean, you sounds like you've had several businesses in your career, and you've seen a lot of ups and downs. And I just wondered, is there an interesting story about a challenge that either you either found a solution for, or learned a lesson from, that you can share with the audience?
Wow. Yeah. It's interesting. I'm doing some presentations now for a marketing company that I've been asked to work with, and I'm going back to a presentation I did for them 2 years ago, where I showed them a picture of me just after I finished school in Philadelphia, working my second job. I had a day job working for digital equipment selling computers, and my part-time job was I was freelancing as Twinkie the Kid at a gas station. So I'm literally wearing I should have shown you this picture, it's hysterical, but me wearing the Twinkie thing. It was like, Mickey Mouse, but Twinkie the Kid. Really, humiliating when you think about it, but yeah, great, right? So I think the big lesson to all of it is, do what you need to do to get the results that you want. And yeah, you're laughing. It's cute. It's just like,
I'm
really,
only laughing.
and I show it in presentation.
I'm only laughing because I was a singing telegram, so I wore a lot of costumes too.
No, you weren't.
I was a gorilla. I was a saloon girl. I was all kinds. I was a clown. I mean, I was a lot of things. So I'm only laughing because we have so much in common.
That's hysterical. That is hysterical. Wow. So I was drinking the kid. But I think the biggest lesson that I want to share with everybody, and let me give a backstory. I have been judged by a lot of people over the years, and I think as entrepreneurs, we're always going to be judged by being. I hear that, Ken, you're always doing something new. There's always something new you're doing. What's wrong with this? Why are you doing something new? For a lot of years, I was speaking. I was doing real estate trainings all over the U.S. and Canada. So if you watch those late night infomercials that would say, "Come to the hotel for the free lecture on how to make money down with real estate," you'd come and see me, and then I would teach their 3-day trainings after that. So it was pretty cool. And I was one of the few people that actually did invest in real estate as opposed to just teach it. Anyway, since then, I've had a number of different online businesses. We've done online summits. We've done a bunch of different education and training things. I created our software that I'll tell you about in a little bit almost 3 years ago, and then kind of shelved it for a while because I couldn't do everything, so I focused on our training platforms. And I think the biggest thing about all of that, and with all the judgment that people will give us as entrepreneurs, is to, number one, remember that we're paying the mortgage, they're not, so shut up, right? But also, be willing to stop and adjust the trajectory of where you're going, change the direction of where your ship's going, adjust your sales. If something's not working, kill it. Adjust it and fix it and see if it'll work, for a little bit. If it doesn't work or the passion's gone, 86 it, because what that really is for you is experience to lead you to the next thing. That to me is really that bottom line. And the things I've learned over the years in all those experiences, it's kind of the wax on, wax off thing without realizing it. The skill set that we learn by trying all these new things allows us to create terrific foundations for the thing. So when you look at Ray Kroc with McDonald's and you look at Colonel Sanders, I think it was at age 69 that KFC actually was created. The wisdom that came from that was pretty significant. So, as we look at what we're doing, don't let anybody beat you up. Again, unless they're paying for you. If they're a funder or an investor or something else, they have cause to talk to you. But people are judging you. What the hell do they know?
Yeah. No, it's totally true.
I would say thank you.
Oh, sorry. I've had people say that to me as well. It's like, oh, well, when I was in sales working for a corporation, I used to probably change jobs every year and a half to a year. And that's just how it was in technology sales. Everybody did that because we're constantly looking for, the next new thing and who's got the newest technology to sell and that sort of thing. And, it's the same thing in business. And now, we're both sort of doing helping lead generate, and you've got to change your strategies constantly in that. And so something that worked last week may not work that well this week. And, it really takes someone with a watchful eye and being creative to keep things moving. And so I agree, though, but, people are always like, well, that didn't work, and, what's wrong with you then? But, hey, it's working now. We're going to keep working on it until it does.
Ask the people at Blockbuster Movies. Remember Blockbuster from years ago?
Oh.
Ask them about not changing, right? And how that makes sense. We have to be disruptors. We have to be willing to try new things. And evolution just of technology, you're right, changes to where if you don't shift, you lose. So so at the end of the day, we grow too. But there is one lesson with all that, and that is the one 5-letter word that most of us tend to forget as entrepreneurs, and that word is focus. There's a book that I recommend that everybody read more than once. It's Gary Keller's book. He wrote with a partner, I forget his partner's name, but Gary Keller, Keller Williams Real Estate, wrote a book called The One Thing, the One Thing, and it's fantastic. And the whole concept is, in fact, I'm going to read from my whiteboard. What's the one thing I can do today or right now, such that doing it, everything will be either easier or unnecessary? I'll repeat it. What's the one thing I can do today or right now, such that by doing it, everything will be easier or unnecessary? And that's in his book, so we can get it from the book. If you answer that, then all the tertiary BS that we do during the course of our day, which gets in the way of all the important stuff, will make life a whole bunch easier. So I think that's one of the biggest lessons I'm learning still right now, and that's really important. So I would say that's probably the bigger thing, and having a mentor or coach to kick you in the ass. I've got a dear friend who said to me, Ken, you don't need a mentor. You teach people. You are a mentor. You don't need a mentor. And I'm like, wait a minute, time out. Every Olympian has a coach, so don't tell me I don't need a coach. And I pay a lot of money to some really, really smart people. And when they tell me things, I listen to them. So with respect to scaling our business, for example, customizing everything is a wonderful thing to do and making every customer happy. But at the end of the day, Henry Ford built a gigantic company by offering every color you want for your car, as long as it was black.
Right.
So you've got to scale big. You will be very proud hearing me say this. Thank you, Dan, because I wanted to do everything for everybody, and I wanted to please everybody, and it's like, no, you can't build a big business under those circumstances, and you'll drive yourself nuts. So that would be another lesson along the way, because the end of the day, you want to scale. And scaling, the idea of scaling doesn't necessarily mean making more money, which will be important. Scaling also means creating a space in your life where you can go away for a month with your family, where you can travel and have fun and not take, the cell phone and have it at your hip all the time. To where you can actually take an afternoon, go to the movies because you want to, and not feel guilty about it. That's what I think part of scaling means.
And I know, we just spent a week on a cruise, and it was a conference too, so there was work involved, and I felt like we were on 12 hours a day because it was like everything was kind of networking and making an impression. But for my husband, it was his first time in years and years, maybe since our honeymoon, where he could, like, for a week just relax. And we brought my daughter, and you met her. We had dinner together. And he just spent all his time relaxing and playing with Maisie. And even though I had to do some of those networking events, we had fun. And Maisie walked around. She's almost 4, saying, "Wow, we're a family." And so it's funny because we're both always rushing around. I know. And I was like, "Whoops, we're a family." Yeah. Well, your mom and dad are both entrepreneurs with their own businesses, so. We do tend to trade her off, but we spend a lot of quality time with her, but it's just not always all together because, while one is playing with her, the other one's working. So, but it was definitely startling to see, oh, wait, this is how you actually should be living it.
It's hard,
and we're in the same room, and I'm like, oh, God.
She's like, "Can we go back to the old way?" That's okay. It's funny whenever I do an interview or something like that. Usually when we say stuff we don't necessarily want to say or share, it's like that's the best part of the interview. That usually I'll just leave it alone.
I'm just kidding. I won't. I don't edit any of it out. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I better be careful then. No, I like when people have fun. So yeah, and for me, like last summer, my mom and I started talking. I guess it was April or so. Elton John was scheduled to do a concert in Tel Aviv. So my mom says, Elton's going to be in Tel Aviv. I said, that's nice. She goes, you want to go? I said, sure, why the heck not? So I met her in Tel Aviv, and we saw Elton John in Tel Aviv, and I stayed for a month. We went to Jerusalem and Nazareth and Haifa, and we have family there. I'd never been to Israel ever.
Wow.
And we could do it because of what we said. Yeah, it's really neat. It's really cool. We then went up to Portugal, and we did a day in Prague on the way. And, my mom is 83 years old.
Wow.
So I would never, years ago, I would never have thought I could ever, want to travel with my mom, let alone be in the same room or city with her. I didn't like her when I was a kid, but she I did. She knows that. It's cool. But she's grown up a lot. She's gotten more mature. So, but now, right? But now I look at the value of, first of all, she's my biggest fan. I mean, when things have been rough and things have been tight, she's been there in such amazing levels of support that I couldn't be where I am now without her. When all hell broke loose before I got to Thailand, I had no money, I had no car, it was all gone. I was 50 plus years old, living on her couch for 6 months.
Wow.
In Florida. That's got to be really bad for a mom. Yeah. But she never bitched, she never whined. She knew it would be okay. And she's been out to Thailand. She's been. What?
You're 50? How is
honey.
that possible?
Honey, I'm way over 50.
What?
In fact, is this going to be evergreen? Because the true fact of this is, I'm going to date myself now, that by the time you air this, I will have celebrated my 30th anniversary of my 30th birthday.
Wow. That's incredible. That's insane. they have? A fountain of youth over there? Oh, well,
It's the protein shake.
is it? Oh, I have a really good protein shake I've been drinking too, and in hopes for that. But yeah,
It's
that's
no, it. I
amazing.
mean, that is protein shake, but no, people freak out when they hear what my chronological age is. But yeah. But at the end of the day, I think it comes down to a couple things. It comes down to being lucky enough to have parents that have good genes. Although I'll say my mom, at the very least, my dad died when he was 27 or so, so his genes weren't so great after, you know, but the combination was pretty good. Um, so yeah, she's 83 years old. 4 years ago, we trekked through Nepal together when she was 79. She could literally trek into the mountains and everything.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
woman, she's insane. She still plays tennis twice. Yeah, she's a crazy lady. But she's literally like Auntie May, you know. I mean, she's just amazing. And she wears me out, you know.
Wow.
So that's one thing. The other little secrets, if you want to talk secrets of longevity, I guess, is gotta be here. You know, it's gotta be in the way you think, in the way you believe about age, and the way you believe about life. I bought this T-shirt just a few days ago in Kuala Lumpur.
Oh,
Right?
I love
I'm now starting to wear affirmations. Yeah, I'm starting to wear affirmations. So I've got a shirt I wear at the gym called that says "Unleash." Um, and then, hang on, I'll show you this. This is coming with me on my trip to Singapore tomorrow. Uh, this is the new one I just bought.
like it. It's really
Right?
nice.
So, I try to live that mentality because I think it's super important. And of course, eating right helps. Working out, going to the gym, doing physical stuff absolutely helps. I think it's absolutely important to do that. And it's going to sound cryptic and cosmic and all that business, but I got to tell you, my life has changed so much over the past 8 weeks since I've been doing this. I was given a journal a few months ago called the 5 Minute Journal, and you can go search for that. So I was given this journal, and I put it on the shelf. I put it it's amazing. It's fantastic. But I put it down. I didn't do anything with it. And then a friend of mine who was part of the same coaching program said to me on Skype, she goes, "Can I get started using that journal?" And I was like, nah, it's here. I'll get to it. I journal myself. I would journal for like 30 minutes just by free form typing. She said, no, do this. So she made me a promise, and so I've been keeping that promise ever since the beginning of January. And it's nothing short of amazing because just the simple things of filling in what amazing things happened today and who I'm grateful to or what I'm grateful for, and what my all just get it and do it. Use it. It's not very. It doesn't take long to do, but it sets some stuff in motion. And even if you're angry about something, to sit back and go, what am I grateful for? And people that I'm not terribly pleased with, discovering I'm a little bit grateful for the challenge that they're even bringing me to grow past that. And I know some people are like, wait a minute, you're just angry. They just piss you off. But at some point, there's a test there on how we grow through it. Because they're not angry. You're the one that's angry. You're the one that's living in your head. They're out there, going out drinking with their friends, and you're still at home being pissed off. That doesn't serve you. So I'm learning those things, and we're always learning those things. So I think that's been a big part of the aging thing. It's been a big part of the prosperity thing. I mean, money comes to me now in a far easier way, and bad stuff doesn't happen like it used to.
Yes.
It's cool, and cool people show up. I mean, like this experience with you. It's just like, hey, you want to do an interview? Sure.
Yeah.
And it's a fun thing.
Yeah, we love it. I mean, we have my husband and I are doing the Freedom Journal, and just writing things down and writing your goals, and I've even heard I heard a really sweet story. I'm forgetting his name right now. He wrote The Slight Edge. Do you know that book? I don't know why. I have it around here somewhere. I can't remember the author right now, but he told a story about how he really wanted to show he wanted to appreciate his wife more. And so every day for about 6 months, he wrote down something that he was thankful for. And then in a book, and he gave it to her for their anniversary. And it was just the most meaningful gift he could give. And it just it changed their relationship. So I mean, definitely sitting down and remembering all of the things that we're grateful for is a really big deal. So this has been incredibly inspirational, but I really want to start talking about what kind of inspiration you have for what you do with Boostify. Just want to find out about this website wrapping.
Okay, so I'll give you the backstory, then I'll tell you what it does, and I'll try and avoid sounding like it's a giant pitch fest because I've been enthusiastic about our stuff. A number of years ago, a friend of mine had asked me if I could build this little piece of software. I called my programmer in the Philippines, and I said, Matt, can you do this? And he said, give me a day or two. Well, about a day and a half later, there it was. It was done. What we were asked for was a way to keep people on websites longer so that you can build a bigger list and sell more stuff and get better Google results. And I'll give you the bit more of the definition in a second. Anyway, so we built it about 3 years ago, and then we launched it as a product just after that, and it did well. I mean, it did really well. People were like, oh my God. The challenge with a product like this is that it's effectively new technology, if you will,
right.
And it's an automatic way of doing things that people don't know they have a problem because they never knew the solution was a possibility. It's like, Gillette, when they introduced antiperspirant, introduced like Right Guard, I guess that was the first antiperspirant. And if not, it sounds good, so we'll just go with it. If that they had to introduce, smelling badly was the norm for centuries. So they had to introduce, so it wasn't a problem because that was what was expected. They had to train people on this is what's new. So we have that kind of challenge. So here's the deal. When you, I'll give it to you this way. When you run a blog and people come into your blog and you write a blog article, which is very helpful, and it's got links in it that send you to this resource page and that resource page and that website, that's typical. So the challenge is you get them to your blog, you spend all the time, the energy, and the effort to get them there, and then you send them away. And once they're gone, they're not coming back. Even if you send them, even if the link opens up in a different tab, they're still gone. You sent them away. And Google looks at that and sees high bounce rates, and it doesn't help you.
Right.
What we do is we don't let them go. What we do is we take them to another page on your website, and actually, when I say wrap, it's almost like hugging our branding or your website around that content. We wrap your header on top of their content and frame it in so that almost like a picture frame in that page on your WordPress site. So Google sees another page on your site being visited. The people that you are wrapping get the Google juice as well because their page is being seen. You can't change their page. So you're not affecting anybody's copyright. You're not doing anything that's bad because, again, you're not messing up their content. So when I for example, when I wrap Jeff Walker's blog, Jeff's promoted because I'm promoting him, but I can't touch his stuff. So it still looks like Jeff Walker's blog with my branding at the top. So it's pretty cool. The other fun thing about it, a lot of fun things about it, is that if you wanted to run Facebook ads or whatever, if you were going to, or you said, hey, I found a really great article, for example, on Jeff Walker's blog or Gary Vaynerchuk's blog or whatever, you send a link to their blog and all the Facebook stuff that you wanted to generate went to them. How about if you sent it to your page, Erica/Gary Vaynerchuk? So it would be Erica's branding at the top, Gary Vaynerchuk's blog below it, and they're seeing the content you want to show them, but it's going to your website. All right. So it's a giant way to promote Yeah, and the thing I like about it a lot is that because, Erica is at the top of the page and say the inner truck is below, you just created that affinity of you and Gary V, where like you're endorsing Gary V and he's part of you and all this, and you're not saying anything, you're not doing anything, you're not misrepresenting, it's being effectively hosted on your website. So it's a really cool way of building that. And there's more. I mean, the other thing that's really cool that it does for you is that if you were to drive traffic to an affiliate link, for example, you're promoting somebody's launch, so you run whatever traffic to their page, they get all the juice for that. You get nothing. They can retarget. You can't, because retargeting is only on your website, not on theirs. If you're driving traffic from a Facebook ad, for example, which many people are doing, they're going from Facebook to the affiliate website, and they're getting those leads, and you're getting nothing. If, however, you wrap the page, they go to erica.com/product you're selling, you can put a pop-up in it. You can then capture that information. You can put a pixel in there to retarget it. So you have a huge benefit of capturing oodles more money. Oodles is a new word. We can use that. Yeah. So
I like the word.
Yeah, it's great. So I have to make a T-shirt for that. So it's called Site Wrap, and the idea. So iBoostify.com/site wrap. SITEWRAP. So that's just some of the things it does. It's pretty cool. And there's just tons of reasons why you'd want it, but those are the many. And anyway, we revisited the software about 7 or 8 months ago, I suppose, maybe a little bit longer, and I realized, oh my gosh, this thing is so amazing. What a dummy. I didn't realize just what I had, because I was so familiar with it, I use it all the time. It was one of those like, oh, hello, you now have you found in your closet the Da Vinci. What are you doing? So we've been marketing it, and I'm bringing on an operations person to actually run the company for me, so that I can continue to travel and not be an operator necessarily. But we've got a full team of programmers in the Philippines. We're coming out with our 2.0 version, which is pretty amazing what it can do. We're adding in heat maps, analytics, and we can actually do heat maps on your competitors' websites now.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
So now you can see where...
And you've done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, now you can see where people are going on your competitors' sites so that you can copy what they're doing, the popular things that they're doing anyway. Wow.
Right. We'll use the word model, but yes, exactly. And for you, you've done a lot of stuff with YouTube, right?
What?
You've done a lot of stuff with YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah. No,
you've done a lot of stuff with YouTube?
Right. Yeah, we do a ton with YouTube and LinkedIn as far as advertising goes.
Right.
And we do a lot of blogging, and that's very interesting what you say about the blogs, because I typically, I started tracking things with ClickMeter just a couple weeks ago, because we were getting so many leads in from all the different marketing that we were doing, and I was kind of like you. It's like, the cobbler's son has no shoes. I'm always doing everyone else's marketing but my own. And so January 1st, I started doing everything that I do for everyone else for myself. So the leads started pouring in, and I was like, wow, I need to be able to track this. And so, yeah, I've been tracking it with ClickMeter. And even though the way I am tracking the traffic, I can track the traffic that goes to, like, for example, I'll put a link to your website. I can track how much traffic goes to your website from this interview that we're doing and the blogs that I put out, and also considering doing some advertising for Great Minds, Great Marketing, and all of those videos will be put in a playlist, and I'm tracking all of it. But how cool would it be if also my branding was sticking with me when I was sending people away? Because you never want to send people away unless you have a way to hug them, as you said.
Right. Well, the reason why I mentioned YouTube was because when you do your I'm going to lost the word. When you put in your tags and your links in YouTube, and I'm going completely blank. Annotations. That's it. When you do your annotations in YouTube, those are links. Those are clickable links.
Yes.
YouTube will only allow you, as you know, to have them go to your site.
Yep.
So if you're going to run an affiliate campaign with a video, if you can do a video review of XYZ product and you want to use your affiliate link, well, you got to send them to a landing page on your site or whatever. Now what you do is you send them to your page that wraps the affiliate page, and you're totally working the leverage off of YouTube where you couldn't do it before. So it's pretty cool.
So I don't know if you want to talk like what. Yeah. That's right.
I was watching your eyes when you were opening like.
Hey, he's selling me on this webinar.
Well, there's two things. First of all, I know we have a little bit of a lag. So if you're watching us right now, we're talking over each other, it's because we do have a little bit of a bandwidth issue. But I will say on a kind of a global level, if you can't get excited about your product or service to where when you tell people about it, they're not jumping in and saying, I want it, then stop doing it.
Right.
Right? Because if you as a brand ambassador, just by not even trying to sell anybody anything, but if you're telling them what it does and you're not excited and people are not getting affected by that, then you're doing the wrong thing. It's just really that simple. So
I wholeheartedly agree.
Anyway,
yep.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about
price? So you're asking me something.
Or is that more of a one-on-one conversation that you have with people in meetings?
If you have to ask, you can't afford it. No,
That's hilarious.
No, site rep starts at $29 a month for a single website. It goes on up from there for multiple sites. There is an annual pricing that goes with it, and we do a series of webinars. We do JVs, and there's webinar pricing that has all sorts of bonuses and so on and so forth. But effectively, we have lots of people that are just in it at our $29 base level. I want many more thousands of people at that level, because you look at again the entrepreneurial journey. I would love to have 10,000 people paying me $29 a month. That works out pretty good. Mom would be very happy about that. So
yeah, make me an affiliate. I'll get the word out on that. That's a really cool product that you have. I'll try it. Sold.
Thank you. Yeah, conversation. You'll love it. And so when you watch this video, click the link below, right? Which will be Erica's affiliate link. So absolutely, and it needs to be. So I think, and anybody who wants to become an affiliate, hey, it's all good. So, and again, the lesson I want to take from that is that, because I want this to be a teaching thing rather than just kind of a pitch mindset. I want you to go use it, go get it, because you're crazy if you don't use it, frankly, I believe. But at the end of the day, be transparent with who you talk to about what you do. Be excited about what you do. And you don't have to sell anybody anything. When I sold computers years ago, when I left university, people told me the reason why they bought from me was because of me and because of my level of enthusiasm, because of what I believed in. So let people buy that from you. Yeah, let them buy. As long as you're giving people good quality substance and value, and not ripping anybody off, be proud of what you're doing. And again, if you're not living that situation, then find something that does excite you. And the other thing I should mention is that Gail Shea wrote this book called Passages years ago, and the whole concept of it is that we go through phases. There's different. Read a book or do or watch a movie, and there's different phases in your life. Like the book, that might end and you read another book. Whether it be with the relationships or friends and ships in the night, people that show up that you get close to, and then they suddenly or gradually they fade off. But yet that experience was life-changing. Consider your businesses the same way. Consider what you do the same way. Your run with whatever project you're working on, maybe 6 months, maybe 6 years, maybe 60 years. But don't judge yourself for making a shift to something that gives you more passion and joy. Just go do it. And if it means selling a baby, a company that you feel is your baby, hey, then think of it as if you're a real estate investor and your business is just another property, you know, and
Right.
make that decision based on investment, you know, and that's something I'm working on now because there's businesses that I'm involved in that I'm looking to take an investment role in rather than an operator role in, so that I can do other
Right.
things. So
Right.
I encourage everyone to be in that mindset and think that way and plan for that, so that you're not a slave to your business, to where, you know, you feel guilty if you're not working till midnight, or, you know, that you took time to go to a movie, or because, you know, that you were burned out and went to bed early, and you have to justify that. That's garbage. Just do your life. And if the business gets in the way of your life, then you're in the wrong business, I think. That doesn't, by the way, that doesn't mean you don't binge it when there's a launch. It doesn't mean that when there's a deadline, you go to bed early because, well, hell, I needed to sleep. It means you still be responsible.
Yeah.
But
Oh, it's hard work.
it
Yeah.
also means that if it, yeah, yeah. But the payday, I mean, looking out this way, I'm looking at the tallest building in I think it's in Southeast Asia now, at least in Thailand. It's in Ritz-Carlton. That it's been like in CNN.com. It's a big deal. It's literally a 2-minute walk from here. It's like the next block. And I'm looking at this gigantic thing, and it's, you can't see it because it's dark at night right now, but well, that's redundant. It's dark at night. That's sort of, you get that. But the skyline of the city is just, it's a window on the world. It's fascinating. And you got to pay for that. You know, you got to pay for that by doing what it takes.
Exactly.
But enjoy the process, because I got to tell you, it can be gone really fast before you know it. It really can.
Yeah. And you know what?
So
It's great because I've interviewed so many fantastic and successful entrepreneurs, but there's not one that has said that it has just been up the whole time. I mean, everyone's got that story about, well, I lost everything. And for someone that's working for someone their whole life, they cannot even fathom how that could happen. And you know, it's amazing because there's definitely a certain amount of risk in what you're doing, but the reward is really there. So whenever I meet successful people, they're way more successful than myself, I always think that that had to be very difficult to get there and to stay there. But you really put the time in and you keep changing your strategies and keep working things out, then you can be very successful that way for a long time. So I think that's great. Now, it was really interesting to hear about your website and everything. I would love to know, before we go, I know we're coming up to the end, what are some of the courses you've taken or books you've read or both that have really made a difference in your business?
great question. Let's see. I mentioned, of course, the one thing, which is a book I just read recently.
Yeah.
I'm reading Cialdini's new book, Persuasion. I think it's great.
Okay.
I can do the Think and Grow Rich thing, but what's in my my iPad right now that I've Kindleized. I'm just trying to think of some of the Powerful Engagement. Still is one of my favorite books. I'm going blank. And actually, Powerful Engagement was written by two guys, one of which is the guy that wrote the President of the United States' first book, which was a damn good book. It's a shame that the rest of the that were not written by
Wait,
him.
the current president?
Yeah, it's great.
The Art of the Deal?
The Art of the Deal. Yeah, that was a really good book. I love that book. After
I
that,
love that
the
book.
books were garbage.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a great book. And then my sense was after that book, everything was just total rip off, and I stopped reading anything and stopped respecting that individual. But for that purpose, because I thought I was being ripped off. So always had value. But yeah, Powerful Engagement, fantastic book. I'm trying to think back because there's so many things that I'm reading in parts of right now. But those, I don't want to give you the pablum of like reading, oh God, Gerber's books. I mean, everyone's read Michael Gerber's. Even if you haven't read that, you're losing it. I think one of the people you should watch, Dan Martell, has become a big mentor of mine. I'm in his high-level coaching program. He He's not afraid to tell you what he thinks. And the kind of coaching that I think people need is not the, "I love you." It's the, "Hey, listen, pay attention." I think that's super important. So, find.
What's the apparel clothing?
I got it. There we go. I got a live stream that just started for some strange reason. I'm gonna go back to you. There you go. So all of a sudden, there's noise in the background here.
Hey, this is
so
live.
yeah, I'm going. Yeah, it's great. Like when my cat was still with me, I used to have my cat. She'd like walk across, and people would see Bobby Brown, and I'd have her on my shoulder. It's great.
My dogs like to walk
So
around
yeah,
under.
it's funny. I could, it's funny. I could open up. Oh my God! How could I possibly forget this? Best book ever. Best book ever. In fact, I had it on my iPad, and I physically bought the book. Hang on. I physically bought the book because it's so damn good. Every single person, mandatory reading.
Oh yeah.
Chet Holmes. Chet Holmes is dead. Chet Holmes is dead. I bought this book. I had it delivered to me. I had this delivered while I was actually on the cruise. It's the best book ever, The Ultimate Sales Machine. I'm like, big get this book. And I'll tell you why. It's because in every chapter, there's so much actionable content that literally I went from the digital version to the physical version. And I don't want books, physical books, because I live in Thailand. It's like I don't know how many thousands of books before I left the States, and I got rid of them, which was painful as heck. But this one, without question, one of the best books of all time if you're in business, without a doubt. If I open up, let's see, the bookshelves here. I could go back. I could go blank on that. But those are the first few. Don't drive yourselves crazy with looking for tons of books. One at a time. Read what you want. If you don't finish the book, don't be guilty about it. Most people don't finish books. Read what you need and go from there. That's what I would absolutely recommend. But always be reading. I mean, always be reading. I think that's essential.
I love doing audiobooks because then while I'm driving, my car becomes a university.
Yes.
And that's typically I don't have time to sit down and read as much as I do. Like any minute I get, I can have that playing. So, yeah, absolutely. I believe that ongoing education is the best.
When I was in Portugal this summer, I did a lot of walking. We don't do as much walking in North America, and even here in Bangkok, everything's closed, so I don't get to do that. But I would have like a 20-minute walk to the gym every day, each way. And so I was listening to all sorts of great stuff as I was walking up these magnificent streets. So it was really pretty cool. For me, though, I'm visual, so when I read something, I see it and it burns into my brain. But even so, the audio side is terrific. And for those of you that are like living in traffic, in your vehicle, by all means, you definitely, whether it's an audiobook or whether it's a podcast that you can play, webinars that I download all sorts of webinars and stuff, and I scrape off the audio and I just play the audio. Because most webinars you don't need the visuals because they're reading their slides anyway.
Right.
So I don't do that. That's cool. And then like even when I'm making breakfast, for example, this morning I had breakfast with Frank Kern. He's terrific. He's very, very good manners, as a matter of fact. He doesn't talk over you. Yeah, he's great. I was playing the Frank Kern video. So you're looking at me like, what? No, he was. Yeah, no. I played Frank Kern, and it was great. I'm making grilled chicken with salad for breakfast, and Frank Kern is in the background. It's awesome. So it's pretty cool. Oh, another great book. Wow. Wait, I got another one for you. It's never. Hold on a minute. I'll tell you what it's called. I'm reading it like on my iPhone. It's a terrific book by the former chief negotiator of the CIA. Super book. Let me go real quick. See what it is. It's called Never Split the Difference.
Ooh, I love it.
Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. It's great. It's fantastic. It's really good. The only problem with that book is that there's no audio track for it, and he talks about like your tonal inflection as you're negotiating. And when he talks about that, he talks about how you should play your voice. But I'd like to hear him do an example of that.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I think that here's an entrepreneurial challenge for all. Oh, so you've seen the glasses now. Here's an entrepreneurial challenge for every listener. So I'm reading Chris Voss's book, which I just mentioned to you. Fantastic book on negotiation, hostage negotiation, really cool. So I recommend it. And I don't see a whole lot of stuff online that are courses that could be good for us. I don't see a $197, a $597. I don't see a webinar for with a $997 offer. I don't see any of those products. And I'm thinking, I could help this guy. I could do this for him. I mean, we could crush it. And then I have to sit back and say, whoa, Ken, what's the one thing I can do now such that by doing it, everything else is unnecessary? Stop.
Yeah.
One thing. That's it. And so, no, I've not reached out to Chris Voss. I've not had that conversation. I've not said, even to call him and say, listen, dude, find someone to do this because there's a market. I love your stuff. None of that. So as an entrepreneur, it's so easy to want to do more. So
listen, we only have a few minutes left, and I have 1% battery, so I don't want to cut you off. I just have to charge up. Listen, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. Boostify. Wait, what's the website again?
iBoostify.
iBoostify.com.
If you go to iBoostify,
and I'm going to edit that in.
iBoostify, iBoostify /site SITEWRAP.
Okay, and so I'm gonna edit that in. This has been a really exciting interview. I think we have a lot of fun together talking about entrepreneurship and the hardships and the success and all of that. So thank you so much, Ken, for coming on the show. Ken, it's your energy is a huge inspiration. So this has been Great Minds, Great Marketing. I'm Erica DELSIGNORE with Daily Lead Campaign, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next interview. Have a great day.